Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you today. Gonna have a good show today. Sorry for the late start. Had a lot going on, trying to figure all this out. Had a disaster of a day today, but we're getting everything on track. It's been a pain in the ass day, but we're getting through it. So guys, let me know when you're in. Pop on in. We'll get started in just a minute. Had a good month. November was a good month for the channel. It was a good month. It was a good month. It was a good month for the channel, and it was a good month for everybody. Right? It was a good month. Was had by all. Appreciate that. It was a good month for betting. It was a good month for boxing. It was a good month for the channel. It was just a good month. It was one of the better months I've had here for sure, in a real way. And I want to thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for your support, and means a lot. We'll get started in just a second. I want to do one other thing. Hang on one second. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash the like button. We were at 3,000 subs, but then YouTube took away 8 subs from me or something like that. 7 subs. They just took them back. So now I'm just under 3,000 subs again. I'm 7 subs away, guys. Please sub. Please sub. We're almost there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please sub when you get a chance. I'm 7 subs away from 3,000 now. 7 subs. Let's get that by the end of the day in a real way. Everybody sub to the channel. I need 7 subs because it was Havelock or somebody subbed like 7 times. And then they undid those subs. They called them bots or something, I would guess, and they undid those subs. And also, do become a member. It's pinned in the chat. $5 a month gets you all the best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. It gets you access to the Discord. It gets you live betting. It gets you the members only perks. It gets you the members only live stream. It gets you all the VIP perks, members only chat. It gets you all of that for just $5 a month. So do join. Do become a member. It's just $5 a month. Also become a Patreon. Link is in the description. It's in the ticker below. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice. It gets you the lock of the week. It gets you Ask the Bookie anything. It gets you a ton of perks too. So consider becoming a Patreon. Consider becoming a member. It's all just $5 a month. It's all just $5 a month. All right, let's get into some of your chats and we'll get started. Merv says, let's get it on. I think that's good advice. I think that's good advice, Merv. Boss Marv's 88 says, let's go. Let's go is right. Let's go. Can Johnny Fisher get upset? He's a minus 1,000 against a high kick. I haven't watched the tape yet. I would doubt it, but let me before I answer that, let me see the tape. If there's any possibility that he could get upset. I can't see it, but you never know. 79 says, Jefferson, I don't think Janet Beck has enough volume to stop Laura in the first rounds 1 through 6. Yeah, I can't see. I mean, like, you never know. Again, Laura's 42. I'm picking the upset here. I like the fight to go the distance. I like the over. There's a lot of bets I like on this fight. This is a really interesting card to bet. It's a really interesting card to bet. The only GK says, I originally leaned Fulton. After watching tape today, I'm leaning Foster. He is faster, more ferocious, combinations and angles. I don't like how much Cool Boy gets hit. This is a tough pick. I'm going to take Foster in this fight. I haven't gotten to the tape yet. Right now, I'm working on the Cruz tape. I did the Laura tape. And I did the Shane Mosley and Ramos tape. That's all live right now. Do bet on that. We got a lot to get into. It's a big fight week. I'm going to try to get Johnny on. I'm going to try to get TJ on. I think Oshaki's waiting is going to be his downfall, hands in his pockets. I think the bet here is the over. Like I think the bet is simply the over. I like the over in this, and I like the over. The over is what I'm looking at in these fights. Let me look at something real quick. I'm going to look at something real quick. Hang on, y'all. I'm losing my brain here. What am I looking for? Oh, pro boxing odds. Let's look at some. I want to parlay something real quick. Let's look at a parlay. Guys, 3-leg parlay. These 3 fights: Lotta to go to decision, Cruz to go to decision, and Fulton Forster to go to decision. I like all of these. That 3-leg parlay pays plus 245. I really, really like that. I really like that as a parlay. Fight goes to decision on all 3 of them, plus 245. I like that a lot. I think all of these fights are going to decision. Even if we took Lara out, right? We don't like this fight at the plus money. It's minus 180. And then we put in Ramos and we get to minus 151. How do y'all like this for a 3-leg parlay? Fulton to go the distance, Cruz to go the distance, Ramos money line. I like that a lot. That to me looks really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I would take that. Ramos, and then the 2 other fights to go the distance, the Cruz fight and the Fulton Forster fight. Minus 151. Is that a lock, y'all? Is that a lock? I think that's a lock. Gary, do you think this is a safe play? Let's see. Masad money line, McCormick money line. I don't like the price. I do think McCormick wins. I don't like the price on McCormick. Forster to go the distance, yep. Roach to go the distance, yep. And Jake Wiley money line. Yeah, I think it's safe. You should be good. I think you could put in a better bet than McCormick, but I think McCormick wins. And then Wiley is just fighting his grandma or whatever. Wiley is fighting. Oh no! Wiley's fighting Fleming. That's a real fight. Never mind. Ooh, what is the odds on that? Let me look at the odds on that. Wiley's fighting Fleming. I forgot about that. That's a real fight. Oh. Yeah. I probably like that. The only kicker, I mean, he was competitive to a degree in the fight, Charlie Suarez. Yeah, I would probably take that. I like Wiley in that fight. I would probably do that. I'm going to do the tape on Wiley and Fleming too. I'm definitely getting a tape on that. Let me try to break this down. So I'm working on Cruz now, and then after Cruz, I'm going to do Wiley and Fleming, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. Wiley and Fleming after the Cruz fight. So I'm working on Cruz and Roach now. I'm going to have that for you guys tonight. Cruz and Roach, I will have for you guys tonight. I'm going to watch my net game. After that, I'm going to do Cruz and Roach. And then after all of that, I'm going to get to the Wiley Fleming. I'll try to do 2 shows tomorrow. Not sure exactly what tomorrow's going to look like, but I'm going to try to do 2 shows tomorrow. I had a dream last night that Roach stopped Cruz with body shots. Roach. I can't say it. Stoppage. I mean, look, if you have a dream and you think there's something to it, bet it. I mean, what is he by stoppage? He's plus 500 by stoppage. How much do you believe in the dream? I don't know. 79. If you had a dream, take it. Do you think Jai Opetaia wins easy or can it be close? No, he's going to win easy. He's going to win by stoppage. Jai by stoppage is the bet there. Gary, do you think this is a safe parlay? Yeah, we just did that. We just did that. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe. I think he should be good. I don't like the price on McCormick. On the other hand, I thought will Fulton really lose to a Philly shell? I would think Boozy knows how to crack that safe pretty easily. Just a thought. I thought, on the other hand, I thought, will Fulton really lose to a Philly shell? I can't see. Like, let's talk about this. What's his path to victory? We haven't done this for a while. I want to see if y'all have changed y'all's minds. Eh? Who wins? Ah. All right, so I'm going to add a fourth choice here because this is a tough fight. I want to know who wins. Fulton, O'Shaquie, Drort, just bet the distance. Just bet the distance. I'm interested in what you guys think on that. Guys, do become a member. Do join the Patreon. Support the work. Support the channel. Love all y'all. Thank y'all for making November one of my best months. It is truly, truly, truly appreciated. You guys helped me through a great month here. Laura Distance, good single bet. I think so too. I think so too, Jefferson. I would be careful in the Cruz distance. Roach will beat him up pretty badly. 17. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way, GK. Roach will beat him up pretty badly. 17 Pitbull close up being stopped despite him taking no knockdown. Look, it's possible, but here's what I want to look at. Look, let's just look at the facts. All right. Let's look at Pitbull Cruz. Here he is. I'll pull it up so we can look at it together. All right, so here it is. Pitbull Cruz is going to get stopped, maybe. So he's 28-3, right? He's fought Tiger. He's fought Gamboa. He's fought Eduardo Ramirez. He's fought Rolly. He's fought El Rayo. He's fought Angel Fierro. He's fought real hitters, guys who can really punch. He's never been stopped by any of these guys. He hasn't been stopped at all. Now he's going to fight Roach. Roach is a good fighter. He's not, I'm not saying he's feather fisted, right? Let's just look at the facts. He's got 10 knockouts in 25 fights. Okay. That's the reality of the matter. He's got 28 fights total. He's never been knocked out, and he's got 10 knockouts in his 28 fights. He's got one TKO against McCrory against high-level opposition. So his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, he's got one stoppage. There hasn't even been any knockdowns officially, right? The Tank Davis thing wasn't officially a knockdown. The only knockdown he's got is McCrory. So Alvarado, Angel Rodriguez, Hector Garcia, Tank Davis, no knockdowns. All have gone the distance. Why now is he gonna go? Is he gonna stop? Is it possible? Is he gonna stop Isak? I can't see it. Like Isak is tough as hell. Isak has been in with real hitters. Isak has never been stopped. Lamont Roach has one stoppage in his last 5 fights against a subpar opponent. Let's not act like could it happen? Sure. I can't see it. And at plus 500, the odds aren't there. For the plus 500, the odds aren't good enough for me to take it. He doesn't get stoppages, and the other guy doesn't get stopped. So take the over on this. You know what I'm saying? Take the over on this in a real way, too. Three legs at minus 151. That's negative EV, and bad bet. Do you want to make money or do you want to? Okay, Breaking Bad. Do you want to make money or do you want to have cowboy bets? I can give you a 12-leg parlay where we all say, yeah, this looks good, and then it misses. So I guess my question to you, is, do you want to make money on it? Because if you want to make money, this is how we make money. Last week I gave you guys 4 parlays. All four parlays hit. The week before that, I gave you guys 4 parlays. 3 parlays hit. So 7 of my last 8 parlays have hit. Do you want to make money, or do you want to make them? Breaking Bad. Do you want to come on? Let me. Breaking Bad. I'd love to have you on. I love your channel. I love your work. I think you do a great job. I mean that in a real way. I mean that. So I'm gonna invite you on. I'm gonna have you on. Jump on. I gave you the link. The link is in the chat. Come through. Let's talk about it. Breaking Bad. That's fair. McCormick decision then. McCormick decision is probably a better bet. Conor's not a bad fighter. He's not bad. I've always liked Conor Walker, but I do think McCormick wins. Really, any parlay that is minus money is a bad bet. You know what's a good bet? One that makes you money. You know it's a bad bet? One that loses you money. I sent you a link. Who wants Breaking Bad to come on in and chop it up with me? Who wants to bring Breaking Bad in? Oh, Wiley is a minus 200 for me. That's pretty good odds. I'm gonna do the deep dive on this after I finish the Cruz fight for sure. Conor Walker don't have any bad losses is why I'm thinking he's live. Conor Walker's a good fighter. He's not gonna win, but he's a good fighter. What up, Humble Crumble? It's good to have you here. You think Ramos can stop Mosley? Absolutely. I would take Ramos to stop Mosley 100%. We're going to look at that in a minute. We got a lot of shows this week, a lot of content I want to get into. Oh, Shaki think he's better than he is. I got news for you. 200. Oshaki is the one. Oshaki is like that. Oshaki is the best 130 in the world. Oshaki the one. I don't love the price on him. You can leave him in there. He's going to win. I just don't like the price on him. I think minus 900 is way too wide. I do think he's going to win, though. Gary, I have to disagree with you on this one. You said Ramos is the 3rd best at 154. He's in the conversation is what I'm saying. I think 154 is one of the best divisions we've ever seen in recent history. I like Xander. I know you guys are not you guys, maybe not you in particular. A lot of y'all are down on Xander. I am not down on Xander. I think Xander is excellent, but I think he's in that conversation. I think Ramos is a beast. I've always thought that. Before Verge and before Boots moved up, I said that Ramos is the best at 154. Backroom, if Backroom Morzayev fought Ramos, I'm taking Ramos 9 out of 9. 9 out of 9. He's got a win over Zoo, right? And that was like well over a year ago. You know, he's fighting Josh Kelly. Let's not go bonkers over Bakum. But Bakum's a good fighter. It is a tough division, man. It's a tough division. In a real way, it's a tough division. Let's end the year with a bang. Christmas tree about to be full this year. You got that right, Critchy. You got dang right, Critchy. Guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. We hit on 4 parlays last week. We hit on 4 parlays, 4 for 4 on the parlays. Remember to tip your gambling advisor. Where's Breaking Bad? Where's my dude Breaking Bad? I will bring Breaking Bad on. Breaking Bad. Come on in, Breaking Bad. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Oh, he's in. Oh, you got to finish this. I got you, Breaking. Yeah, for sure. In a real way, Breaking Bad. In a real way. Finish your dishes and then come on in. 12 legs. I specialize in straight and boxing props. Oh, here he is.
Sure. In a real way, Breaking. In a real way. Finish.
Yeah, I can hear you. Mute. Yeah.
Gary.
What up, Breaking Bad?
What up, brother? I just want to I do want to clarify this here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you too.
I have my YouTube on the background. That's why I'm
Yeah.
hitting double. Okay, I just cut it off. Now we're good.
You're
So
good.
this
Yeah.
is what I mean. I'm not shitting on the bet saying it's not going to win. I'm simply saying the way I bet. This is just me and everyone that knows how I bet's like this. I truly try to stay away from parlays in general. I'm big on straight betting, big on finding value in plays. And by definition, except expected value, having 3 fist fights to go the distance at less than plus money is just too big of a risk for me personally. That's all I mean by that. So when you brought up the 12 legs, I thought that was kind of funny because I would never play a 12-leg parlay with your bankroll. It's just anti my strategy specifically here. I love your channel, Gary. I hope you know that. So I don't want you to think we had a
I love it
there where I was trying to be disrespectful.
I'm just combative by nature. I'm not. I'm having you on because I like you. If I thought you were an idiot, I wouldn't have you on. I swear. I don't.
Hey,
you know what
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I thank you for jumping on.
No, I appreciate you having me. You know, I've been watching your channel for the better part over a year now, to say the least. It's always nice seeing you chop it up with the guys like TJ and Johnny. Shout out to the boys in the chat. Have a lot of them that come through the channel. So it's good seeing y'all. Boss Marv, 79. What's up, boys? Hope you're all doing well. But yeah, man, I love this weekend of boxing. I think there's a lot of money-making opportunity. So.
Do you have a few minutes? Do you have a couple minutes to
absolutely. Yeah, I was doing this. Hilarious. I was doing dishes and I was listening to your channel, and that's why you said jump on. I was like, bet, let me finish up these dishes and I'm gonna jump in. So I put those down and I'm ready to chop up some boxing. I do want to caveat that I don't have all of my tape done. I have a few different fights done. But I don't have all of my tape done. I am very curious on the Janibek and Lara fight. That's one fight that I have taped that I'm pretty confident in my read there specifically.
Let's start with that. Give me your take. I'll let you cook and I'll let you take the rock. You run point. Break it down for us. What is your take on that fight?
So you have 2 fighters here that are going to naturally want to be the counter fighter. They're going to naturally want to wait and be patient. But you have someone like Lara that's could age. We haven't necessarily seen him age overnight yet, even at the age of 42, but I think it's about due. And Janibek, this could be one of my more unpopular opinions, I think is a top 10 pound for pound guy right now. Yes, 160 pound isn't necessarily the strongest division. The Frenchman he just beat up wasn't the greatest guy. Andre Milojevic, who he came in on 14 days notice and whooped the shit out of, absolutely beat pillar to post, to say the least. I think the early body work, the long left hand to the body specifically, is going to bother someone like Lara. And I think Janibek's eventually going to drown in him and stop him in the later rounds, somewhere 7 through 12. I think Lara is tough, gritty enough, and he has good enough angles. That's the biggest thing. Lara, for someone that his feet look so stationary, likes to cut off on angles. And I think that could give Janibek some relative issues early. But the later the fight goes, I think Janibek's going to beat up on Lara bad, and I think it's going to eventually force a corner stoppage, a towel to come in.
Look, I'm taking my money bet is on Lara, and I know that I like Janibek too. Lara is something different. Lara is like facing Pedro Martinez in his prime when you've only faced AAA pitching. It's like this is going to be something like you've never seen before. I've asked Terrell Goucher, Yuri Foreman, and what's the other one? Why can't I think of his name? The one that beat Miguel Cotto. Austin Trout. I asked them all, who's the best fighter you've ever fought? Without hesitation, who do you think they all said?
Alessandra.
Lara, without a doubt. It's not like that's coming from his peers. That's coming from other world championship caliber fighters, right? Lara is the best fighter I've ever faced. And they face guys like Cotto, like they face all these great fighters without hesitation.
Goucher's been in there with literally everybody. Terrell's a dog.
Lara, his volume is dropped. He doesn't move as much. He's not the Lara that beat Paul Williams and got robbed. It's not that guy anymore, right? But that left hand, the straight left, is still one of the best punches in boxing. And he knows how to land it, right? Like, my question is, he's going to get outworked. Can he win enough rounds on volume, or can he land the left hand? Because I think if he scores his left hand, he can knock anybody out with it, right? I think this is truly a 50-50 fight. I think Lara is better. It's only how much he's 42. He's my age. He's 42. I couldn't imagine getting in there. That's wild. It's a battle of age. And I usually pick the younger guy. I just think Lara is that good and that special, where at +3, I'm getting Lara by decision at +700. I'm taking it.
I mean, that's a smart odds play. It reminds me of how you brought up, even though as we saw with Inoue, where he really just outclassed Tension last week.
Yeah.
That was a great play on the odds. Appreciate you because I did tail the Inoue decision play because of you. So I appreciate that a lot. But that's really a great odds play in general. I just think I always have this factor when it comes to fighting is the aging overnight factor. We have not seen it with Lara yet, but at some point it's going to come. And granted, he is, he is in that, Cuban system to where it's a Cuban 42. So it's definitely a little bit different. He could be older. He could be younger for all we know. Those dudes
he might be 46, which is scary.
It's like that scene. It's like the scene in the movie, The Benchwarmers, where he pulls up his birth certificate. I am 12 kind of reminds me of one of those scenarios. So I think the numbers play, I can absolutely see it, but I just think eventually he's going to drown him. And also I see you have Jose Ramos pulled up there. Actually, I think Jose Ramos could stop Shane Mosley, man.
100%. I don't have props on it. I don't have props on the stoppage though.
And we have someone like Shane Mosley who's never been stopped before, been in there tough with a bunch of tough dudes, man. You saw in his last fight against Daniel Jacobs where, the cut on the eye clearly was bothering Jacobs, but tough dudes, good fighters in there. Been in there with Gabriel Wasardo, had that life and death scrap with Jason Quigley. Quiagli. I know I'm killing the name pronunciation in that one here for you, but I think Ramos going through the gears, stepping up in terms of this, where I think the weight cut won't be brutal, and I think it's going to be the good size and pressure for him. The inside body work of someone like Ramos too as well is going to give Mosley a lot of issues, man. And I honestly think when the odds drop, I think Ramos for a stoppage is a great play personally. I think it's a great play.
I've met Shane Mosley a bunch of times. Shane Mosley Jr., great guy. I wish the best for him. He's got no chance in this fight. I think it's going to be a stoppage too. I think Ramos. I don't have any props on it. I can't find props on it anywhere. Do you have a book that has Ramos by stoppage?
I'm literally going to look on everything now. My favorite books to bet on boxing for are usually Bet365 and now the Score Bet, but ESPN Bet. Those are usually the ones I like the most.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I don't believe we do. But I just think because of how the books work and the fact that Mosley's never been stopped in his career, I think we're going to get Ramos at a good price. I really do. So
Murphy,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
we both agree
at all. Yeah. So we both like Ramos by stoppage. You like Janibek by stoppage. I like Lara by decision because of the value. I like the over 10.5. I think Lara can slow that fight down to a grind. Where even if he gets stopped, it's going to be super late. So I'd still like the over 10.5 in that fight. Like I could see Lara getting stopped. I could, because he's 42.
Yep.
But he's going to slow that thing down to a grind. Like that is good.
I like how you put that, especially for someone like Janibek, who is so willing to fight on the counter, who is someone that's so willing to stop, stare, and wait for the actual counter specifically. I can kind of see that, but the last performance, I don't remember the name of the Frenchman that he fought. The dude that had the blonde dreads or the blonde, the blonde top, where he was really, every time he got him against the rope, he wasn't pulling the same weight and counter. He was actually firing off. And the minute he went through the gears in round 3, the Frenchman was toast. Now, Lara is a completely different level. He's fought outside of France, clearly. I mean, he's a world champion for a reason. But that age factor always gives me pause because at any point in combat sports, we see time and time again aging overnight. It's just something that's always left to be a possibility. So we're on the opposite side of Lara Janibek, and that's why having these conversations are the best. And then clearly we both like Ramos here for the stoppage. I haven't finished my tape completely on Isaac Cruz and Roach, but do you have any early reads before that? I know you stated you also have to finish your tape on that.
Yeah, I finished all my tape on Cruz, and I don't know. When Cruz uses his jab, I think he's really good. The problem is he goes away from his jab, and he starts just trying to get in with head move, and he's explosive. But if you're a world-class boxer, you can pick him apart. If he's not using his jab. If he's using his jab, he's a lot to deal with. But if he's not, if he's just trying to get in using his head movement, a guy like Roach is going to pick him apart. This is a tough fight to bet. I like it to go the distance. If I had to pick right now, and I might change my mind on this, but I would take Roach by decision.
I be pre-tape, like pre-heavy tape. I also lean the same way, Roach decision. But I want to say, man, I think we're getting a lot of recency bias on Roach. I mean, Roach is going to be naturally the smaller man, former 130-pounder. One thing that not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah.
Cruz you brought this up. Cruz has been in there with real punchers, man. real punchers. On hell, clearly we don't even have to talk about Tank. Rolly has a little pop behind him. But Isaac Cruz is only fighting tough guy after tough guy. One thing that we know for a fact that Cruz will do guaranteed this whole fight is throw out volume. He'll have the pace, the cardio, and the pressure, and he's not going to wilt and mentally break on himself. Those are three factors that I love putting towards fighters regardless. If a fighter has good cardio, good pace, volume, and pressure, and they don't wilt on themselves, that alone already gives them big plus signs to me. Now, I'm not saying Roach doesn't wilt on himself. He cuts good angles. The Rene Alvarado tape's actually really, I guess, the most similar tape to this Pitbull Cruz tape, but I don't think Alvarado realistically doesn't put out the same volume as Cruz, and he doesn't have anywhere near the level of pop that Cruz has. Not that Cruz is some hellacious puncher, but he does have bigger pop in this case. And Cruz, I don't know if you've ever met Pitbull Cruz and shook his hands. I've shaken his hands before.
No, I've never met him.
Dude has some of the biggest freaking hands I've ever seen in my life. MMA fighter named Yair Rodriguez as well. These Mexican fighters, man, their hands are different. Like hands of stone, some of the biggest hands I've ever met. And I know boxers, padded gloves, but I know for a fact Cruz has some thump to him simply based on the size of his hands. Pause. So with all of these things, man, I think the odds may just be a little bit swayed. When it comes to Roach by decision, are we going to get Roach by decision at plus money? Because if you get it at plus money, it's definitely a good bet. But anything past that, I don't know if it is. That's, again, comes down to value then at that point for me.
Roach is now minus 260, which I think is too wide on the money line. So I'm trying to avoid him on the money line. Right now, Roach on FanDuel, Roach by decision is
minus 135. It's just, I just can't financially, I can't get there. And I'm not saying that I don't think Roach wins, because pre-tape, I think is exactly as you stated it earlier. I don't think Roach has the pop to realistically stop Cruz. And I think this fight goes at the distance at a very, very high clip. But the thing is, I just can't get to Roach decision at minus 135. Not with my not with my bankroll. It's just at the odds just don't meet up for me. If I were to give an anecdotal number on how I would cap this fight, I would put it more like a minus 200, minus 220 for Roach, and him by decision at plus 120. If I can't meet it, then almost 50 cents less value, I couldn't touch it personally.
I mean, not to put you on the spot because your tape's not done, but just betting aside, just as a boxing fan assessing the fight, if I said who wins and how, you would say what? Roach by decision, or what would you say?
I would say Pitbull Cruz drowns him and puts out too much volume and optically wins. I would say tape aside, I think Pitbull Cruz is going to put out too many optics. It's going to be very similar to Kenneth Sims Jr. versus Oscar Duarte, in my opinion. That's where I think it's going to be very similar, except I don't think Roach will sit on the ropes as much against Kenneth like Kenneth Sims did against Duarte, but I think optically it's going to be a very similar fight. So I would say, even though, and I thought Kenneth Sims Jr. beat Duarte. I had him winning 7-5 that fight specifically.
I had him winning too, yeah.
So I think optically, we're going to get probably a pissy decision where a bunch of people call robbery and a bunch of people call it, that's a BS decision. I really think that the optics of Roach, and I think the optics of Roach, and this with Texas fighters too as well. This with Texas judges. That forward pressing optic mounted style is going to mean something in these Texas judges' eyes. So that's kind of how I have it. Again, I had Sims winning that fight. I just think optically it's going to be very similar, and I think we're going to get similar judging.
So Pitbull by decision or Pitbull on the money line. Pitbull on the money line is plus 170. Pitbull by decision is plus 350. Are either of those tempting enough to pull you in?
100 plus 350 for Cruz by decision.
By decision,
Oh yeah. I don't think he stops Roach. I think Roach is sturdy, has a great low center of gravity too as well. So he doesn't get knocked off tilt with punches too as well. Keeps his feet and his base solid. But I mean, tempting wise, plus 350, I could get there with Cruz by decision at plus 350. I think the odds are off regardless. So I actually think around minus 250, that's about the right money line probably for someone like Roach.
Yeah.
But I can't get past, when I say optics, man, like that's a big thing. What do the judges see from 3 different angles? What do they see? Do they see all the shots that are possibly landing and or getting blocked? And these are things that I like to take into consideration. So yeah, optically, man, I actually think Cruz could get this done on the cards purely because of the volume and the work that he'll be looking out. And I really do think it's a little bit of a Roach recency bias. Roach is good, but I don't think he's as elite as everybody makes him seem. I'm just going to stand on that hill. I don't think he's as elite as everyone makes him seem.
I think you're right. I think there's a lot of recency bias, right? Everyone loves Roach because he gave Tank Davis all he could handle. You know who else gave Tank Davis all he could handle? Pitbull Cruz. Now, I know that was 4 years ago, but Pitbull Cruz's volume and pressure, he's a very, very different fighter than Tank, who's a lot more patient, right? Pitbull Cruz is going to bring the fight to you, stay on you, cut the ring off, and try to. Where Tank is waiting for you to make a mistake, right? Pitbull is aggressively forcing you to make a mistake, so it's a little bit different in their approach. Originally, when I first heard the fight was announced, my initial reaction was Pitbull. After watching the tape on Pitbull, I don't know what Pitbull is going to show up. If he doesn't jab, I really think a world-class boxer can pick him apart. I'm watching so much of him where you go. I mean,
he did get picked apart by Rayo. That is one thing that I got to take consideration. He kind of got pieced up boxing wise from Rayo Valenzuela.
I hit on that fight too.
Beast, you beast.
Yeah. Let me get super chat from my boy 79. If Sloppy Valenzuela can outbox Cruz, then Roach can.
79, my dog. That's funny because I was just thinking like when I was thinking about the outbox, I'm like, well, he did technically get outboxed by Rayo. I mean, but Rayo came in with like the possible best game plan you could. Angle off the ropes at every single second that you can, keeping at bay with a jab. Robert Garcia had him locked in for that fight. He didn't really slip out of the game plan once that whole fight, man. That was an incredible game plan and really a performance by Rayo.
So we separate. You like Cruz.
I want to caveat. I have not finished my tape completely on this.
You can change it.
That's what I haven't dropped an official prediction on it. Yeah. I have a Fulton Foster coming out tomorrow. So if you want to talk about that one,
I haven't done the tape on this, but Oshaki is my boy. You guys can call me a homer if you want. Oshaki's my dude. Bobby Benton and Aaron Navarro are two of my best friends in the sport. You guys can call me a homer. I think Oshaki is him. I think Oshaki wins this fight. I know Fulton too. I love Fulton. But to me, this is a very tough fight where Shaki is just a little bit better. And I think Shaki just wins more rounds than Fulton does. The problem is he's got to pick up the volume. I need him to pick up the volume. I can't have him lose a fight because he didn't throw enough punches. That's my only concern with Shaki, but I think he's a little bit better.
I.e. Robin Conceição fight, the Robin Conceição fight where he just literally was just, I mean, really, which Robin Conceição fight? Pick either one, and he's okay with just sitting on the back foot. Abraham Nova, that fight was interesting to watch live too as well. Watching live, which cracks me up, I actually thought Abraham Nova won that fight. I bet Abraham Nova live. Rewatching the tape, it was nowhere near as close as I thought it was. So I'm glad that
I was at the Garden. I was at that fight. Shaki had a horrible weight cut. I know him really well. If you look at my picture on my Patreon, it's me with Oshaki. Oshaki's my dude. He wouldn't talk to me or anyone after the weigh-in because the top rank there's live weigh-ins that I need to get out of here. Right? Like he was in really bad shape after that weigh-in. I'm not making any excuses. The way it is.
Well, live, I thought Nova won. Rewatching it, I thought it was clear Oshaki. I don't know what I was watching live when I bet on Nova live, because I got Nova at like plus 500 on DraftKings live during that fight, and maybe it was like around plus 400. It lost clearly, but that's not a big deal because once I rewatched it, I understood where the tape was. I'm not going to call you a homer, mate. I lean Foster in this one. Naturally, the bigger puncher here. Yes, he lacks the volume here, but there's one thing that Oshaki Foster said that I love, man. I got 6 older brothers. I've been like that. I don't have to go look for that. And I love that, bro. Like, as someone that has 3 older brothers and being the baby of the family, that I feel the same. I didn't have to go look for that shit. You know what? Kind of like just kind of to bring a mano and mano kind of deal. I think Oshaki Foster is going to be the more skilled athlete. I don't necessarily know how good the weight's going to look on Cool Boy because Cool Boy has looked bigger than we've ever seen him before. This is one thing that no one ever talks about. Cool Boy jumped from 122, got a little dip at 126, and now he's jumping straight to 130 pounds. No tune-up fights. Respect to him for that. But he's going into the lion's den with Oshaki Foster who can crack. He can crack early and he can crack late. Punches with both hands, has the better feet, definitely lacks the volume, and maybe Stephen Fulton may have the better gears, go through the gears. But the one thing is, I think people forget about Oshaki Foster going to where he beat Rocky Hernandez, where he's down
Yeah.
on the cards and he needs to get the smoke. I mean, he needs to get the smoke going. What does he do? He comes out and smokes old boy in the 12th round. I think O'Shaquie Foster is just one of those champions, man, that just knows how to win. X's and O's aside, tangibles aside, he just knows how to win when things get dirty. And I think the size, I think he's the bigger puncher here. And I really think eventually his feet and his movement, I think he's going to be forcing Steven to start taking photos in the center of the ring. And when minute he starts moving around Steven, taking those photos and starts digging into that body, I think we're going to see pretty much a clear pull away for O'Shaquie Foster. I like O'Shaquie Foster. I love O'Shaquie Foster to get it done by decision. That will be my official pick and prediction when I drop it on YouTube tomorrow. So I just gave away my pick and prediction before I even posted on YouTube. Give me O'Shaquie Foster and give me O'Shaquie Foster by decision. I love it.
I want to give a little story on O'Shaquie. When O'Shaquie beat Rocky Hernandez, it was in Mexico. And there was open score, and I was talking to Bobby about that. Like, that was one of the great. They stopped at like 30 seconds. Like, there's a couple seconds left in the fight when they stopped it, and Bobby got the score in the 10th round. Because they tell you the score after 3, 6, and 9, but they tell you the 9th after the 10th, during the 10th. So Bobby didn't know that he was losing till the 10th. Well, he can't talk to his guy till after the 10th, which means going into the 11th, and now he's got to tell his fighter they're going to rob you. Right? It's okay. We got to deal with this, but you have 6 minutes to knock him out if you want to leave with your belt, right? And he said in the 60 seconds where he's talking, because remember, Shockey came out like shot out of a cannon. He almost stopped him in the 11th and then almost got stopped at the end of the 11th, right?
Insane 11th, one of the rounds of the year that year.
That's because Bobby's like, listen to me. They're going to rob you. Don't get upset. This is what it is. Like, I got to talk to you like a man, so you have to go stop him right now. And O'Shaquie's like, what do you mean I'm losing? Like, you're losing. Okay, you can't win on the scorecards. You have to go stop them now. And O'Shaquie's like, has a whirlwind of emotions going, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm winning this fight clearly. None of that matters right now, right? You have to go stop him. There's another story. When he lost on Showbox to, I think it was a Samuel T fight. Vito Melonicki Sr. was the promoter on that fight. And there was some kind of Samuel T. And there was this debate on who was going to go out. Like there was an issue in the locker room, and Vito Melonicki says to him, "Get your ass out there right now, or I'm not going to pay you." And Aaron Navarro's like, "That's not true. Like he can't not pay you. Like just don't listen to him." After every round of that fight, O'Shaquie was asking Aaron Navarro and Bobby Ben's like, is he really not going to pay me? Is he really not? So he's trying to fight, which was the biggest fight of his life at this time, with they're not going to pay me. He's not going to pay me. He was dealing with, I'm not making any excuses for the guy, but this is what he's dealing with. This is his first ever fight that he actually
That's not an
made,
excuse.
like,
These are real life humans that people
yeah.
forget. These are humans that are in there going to box with real human emotions and real human life things going on. That's not an excuse. That's just what it is.
So instead of giving him instruction between rounds, he's trying to convince him not to worry about that. You're going to get paid. Like, but O'Shaquie's like, is he really not going to pay me? Like, I this is how I pay my bills. This is how I eat. This is how I take care of my family. And he's telling me he's not going to pay me. Now you're dealing with that in between rounds instead of Samuel T. It's real. O'Shaquie's had he's had a hell of a ride. Like when they make the movie about O'Shaquie Foster's life, it's going to be gut wrenching. Like he had a real ride, this guy.
I'm excited, man, because I love listening to him talk, man. I love listening to he's also one thing that I don't think people give him enough credit for, because I think Schoolboy has really good ring real estate. He holds the real estate of the ring really well, doesn't get bullied around, does the bullying around. O'Shaquie Foster has great fight IQ. O'Shaquie Foster knows when to throw the right punches. He knows when to step off the lines properly. He trusts his reactions. Man, I just think a lot of things favor O'Shaquie Foster in this fight, man. Love him. And rest in peace, Samuel T. too, as well, man.
Yeah. I didn't know we lost him. Is that recent?
He got shot and killed. I don't know how long ago this was, but unfortunately, yeah, he did. He got I hope I'm not wrong, but I think I want to say like 2024, 2023.
Not long ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, man. I just it's funny too, because you are like encyclopedia of not only just boxing but sports knowledge, man. You pull up like some of the craziest sports references of all time, and I love it, man. Like it's just insane because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm damn near a boxing novice compared to guys like you. Like I'm learning the history of it as I go along. I'm learning about all these older fighters and trying to make different types of comparisons and things of that nature. So I like learning from guys like you.
You're a
like
younger guy than me too, right? I'm 42. How old are you?
I'm 29. So
yeah, so say you're a lot. Yeah. I've been watching boxing long before you were alive. So
and it's kind of funny is because like I feel like I really became a true boxing head, oddly enough, during the pandemic. Those silent top rank shows saved my sanity. Like I've always been so my mom's always had fights on. I've always watched fights growing up. That's the biggest thing. My mom dated Mexican men, so I'm always watching fights growing up, And so as I've gotten older, I didn't realize how big of a fight fan I was until the pandemic, where I'm sitting here tuning into guys that are like, butchers and bus stop drivers scrapping, and I'm just having the greatest time watching it. So it's been a hell of a sport, man. It's a hell of a sport, to say the least. So
yeah, for sure. It's in my life. It's the only thing I know.
How have you made all these connections? If you don't mind me asking, Gary, is it just going to shows, showing up, saying what up?
Basically, I mean, so I was an amateur, so I have some connections from that, from those days. Then, I covered Texas boxing, for years, and everyone within the Texas, it's a tight knit family, and we all know each other. So, like Bobby Benton, Ronnie Shields, you'll see these guys at local shows, and you talk to them, and then you just build relationship with them. Bobby Benton and Aaron Navarro are two of my favorite people. So they've always given me access. Like those are great guys. Robert Garcia has all these fighters from Texas who, I mean, and he'll go to little shows in San Antonio, little shows in the Rio Grande Valley, and he'll work their corners there. So I've just known these guys for years and years and years and years. And same thing with Bob Santos, right? Omar Juarez is one of my good friends in the sport. Santos trains Sebastian Juarez, his little brother. So like he gives me full access. Bob Santos will sit there and talk boxing with me until he turns blue in the face. So you talk to these people and take it. I mean, these are some of the great minds in boxing today, right? So take in what they're saying. Take in.
And that's why I take in what you say too, as well. That's the biggest thing. You always have to learn from the OGs. You always have to learn just from everyone, giving anyone that's willing to give the time. You go live every day. Johnny goes live every day. TJ takes the time out of his day. Speaking of just the gambling side of it. And then you have other people that are actually teaching you. For you guys to give us the time that you do, and I'm speaking on everyone for the chat, I'm sorry, I'm gonna speak on y'all, but we appreciate it, man. We appreciate the hell out of it. We appreciate all the inside. We appreciate learning the game from guys like you. And I can say I appreciate the hell out of it, man. So thank you very much for the time that you put into the sport, genuinely.
Oh, yeah, and thank you. I mean, we're building the community here, and it's shout out. We got a lot of people that are in my chat, that are in this chat, a lot of people in this chat or in your chat, and we're building some Johnnies, and it's a great thing we got going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. School has definitely kind of hindered my tape study and my predictions over the last semester. But now that it just ended, I'll be getting back to revamping. So I'm excited to have a good full week of boxing ahead of us, man, where there are fights top to bottom. One more fight, if you don't mind me asking about, do you have any read on the Jaya Patawa Serkinok fight? Because I think Jao's going to run through him like a cheap hooker, man. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Who is, do you know Southpaw? Who is Southpaw? Do we know him? Southpaw, show your face. You there?
Yeah. Am I coming through?
Yeah. What do you got? What's up?
No, I'm just I just found your channel right now. I'm excited. I'm gonna go to the fights this Saturday.
Okay.
We really needed this in San Antonio. I know you're around the area.
I'm in Fort Worth. I'm not going to be able to make. I try to go to everything in San Antonio, Houston, and my area in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm not going to be able to make it this week, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that sucks, man. But it's a good card. It's loaded. It's what we needed. And I don't know if you were around for the Golden Boy Leija Bata days when Leija Bata had that partnership, and then they had a partnership with PBC. We were getting fights, and Top Rank pre-pandemic used to be in San Antonio, Corpus, Dallas. I mean, it was every month. I mean, when HBO was doing its thing, it would be down here a lot. So we need to go back to that because this is the market. I mean, I'm not too crazy about our commission, but Like this is what we need, man. So
Yeah.
I feel you, man. This is a interesting matchup because you guys make a lot of good points on both guys. Because we see Pitbull, he got hurt during one of his last fights with that war against that Mexican guy. I can't remember his name, where he got wobbled a couple of times. I'm like, whoa, is the
Angel Fierro.
yeah.
Fierro.
So with those aggressive guys, eventually you chip away at the armor. You keep going to war like that, you're gonna. It's your armor kind of doesn't stay the same. Those guys burn out fast. So are we seeing that? And then with with Roach, he's coming off inactivity. I never really been high on Tank. I think Tank's always been, his career's just been carefully crafted, but he's had losses, and so he's coming off the layoff, and like y'all said, the pressure is crazy. Like you can be a great fine-tuned boxer like Floyd Mayweather. When you get him Maidana, constant pressure type guy, the style works really well for the pure boxer. So it's going to be on Roach to really counter punch and be really picky on when he's going to trade with them, because Pitbull's not going to stop. So I love the matchup, man. I like both guys. It sucks. I'm going for both. I don't have a dog in the race, but
Well,
yeah,
you're from San Antonio, you said?
yeah.
Who do you got? We got Oshaki and Fulton. Who do you got in that?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Oh, Fulton's moving up again, didn't he? Not too recently.
Yep. From what he went from
126
122 to 126, now at 130, which the balls on him, hella balls.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, see, and it could also be twofold, because we see with Devin Haney, and I've been arguing with this a lot with people with boxing, is that maybe that the being at a higher weight class will make him stronger, his chin stronger, his punches harder. Because I always tell people, if you look at the greats of recent history, Usyk, Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Lomachenko, what do they all have in common? These guys don't boil down and suck and drain their bodies to make weight. They fight comfortably. So they come in on a full stomach and weigh in. So maybe it's the weight's good for him. You know what I mean? And Oshaki, he's hot and cold, man. I like the guy. I like his story. I like that he can be a dog in there. I just hope that these guys don't get in a difficult fight and maybe have that gentleman's agreement where they both can hurt each other. And, I want to see them just put it all on the table. So, I haven't really seen too much of these guys lately. So this is another one. I like both guys, man. I just really hope we have a strong card.
I think the card's going to be...
The card's phenomenal.
This is one of those cards to me where it's like almost impossible not to be a good boxing card.
The card was so good. The card was so good when it was announced. I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to get canceled. Because us boxing, we don't get nice things like this, right? Like, oh, this card's definitely going to get canceled. It's way too good not to get canceled. And we don't
even get it with wasn't Hiroka and GAR supposed to be on this? Like that would have been the best
wow.
fight of that would have been the fight of the card in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, and that's what we love about competition. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, but like competition, like Turkey's doing these monster cards, so everybody has to follow suit. That's what's good about competition. That's why I really don't want to see monopolies. And I said we need it down here, but I need it too, man, because I know if you're from Fort Worth, you were at Virgil Ortiz's last fight. I went to that fight, and man,
you don't say what up. I was there in press row. You don't say what up.
Yeah, man, it was. I mean, it was a good turnout because he didn't have a lot of help with the undercard, but the undercard was kind of weak, man. It was
terrible.
It was a terrible undercard, and then his fight was over so fast. And he took him out like in a way where you can barely see it. So I mean, I'm glad he got his homecoming, but like that undercard. I mean, luckily there was a lot of people around. I took my kid; he was getting autographs from everybody, so we were distracted. But the undercard was horrible. But this undercard is stacked, and I hope every single one of them is a banger, man. Because we got to remind people that Texas is the market, man. This is the market down here, like in this region. So
especially your region, San Antonio. I've always said this, from the local level to when they have mega fights there, it's the best boxing city in the country by far. I don't even think it's close.
I'm from Arizona, which is a neighboring state to Texas, and the cards that you guys get, man, is tits, to say the least, man.
Phoenix is another great fight city.
Yeah, Phoenix can rivals. Phoenix rivals.
Cracker and Sugar Nunez and Navarrete. We're getting a cracker in that one, but
yeah,
I swear there are so many cards in Texas that I'm legitimately jealous of, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think San Antonio is the probably because it's centrally located. So if you have boxing fans from Houston, it's in the middle of Houston. It's kind of like in the middle of all the cities. You know, the people from the valley, there's a big boxing contingent down there. It's only like 4
huge.
hours from the valley.
Yeah.
Corpus, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin. So it's really like in the middle. So it is. And also the per capita, San Antonio has the second largest population of like Mexican Americans outside of LA. So that's a big factor because that's a big draw. You know, they love boxing. So, and we don't have a lot of sports to compete with. We only have the San Antonio Spurs, and
And
that's it.
boxing.
And if you go to Dallas or Houston, man, those are giant cities with NFL teams, with NBA teams, Major League Baseball teams. You got the hockey teams. I mean, they're giant cities where there's so much going on. It can get drowned out. So with San Antonio, there's not really that much going on as far as what like compared to those two cities. So I'm glad it's back. I hope it's a big hit, man. I'm excited. I got some great seats, and yeah, man, and also with the Janabak card, that's going to be good because Laura doesn't really move around as much because he can't because he's older. So now he has to sit there and bang. And I just want to see some good action, man. It's weird because I wish I had somebody to root for, but like with the whole card, I like all the guys. I'm not really like rooting for somebody where I'm like going to be crazy passionate, but I just want to see action.
Who do you like? I gotta wrap this up, but I'm gonna wrap. Who do you got in Laura Janabek? Because we disagree. He likes Janabek by stoppage, late stoppage, I think, and I'm leaning towards Laura to slow this thing down and eke out a decision. Who do you got in this?
just to say, when they drop the Janabek props, Janabek 7 through 12 will be my official bet on the pre-fight bet on the card. Will Janabek 7 through 12? Because I'll get like plus 150 or something at least on that.
That's a good pick, man. That's what I'm going with. I mean, I haven't made a pick, but I'm going with yours because Janabek it's a young man sport. You know, like Lars a great fighter. He's put up.
Cubans are different. I agree with you, except when we're dealing with Cubans.
He could be 10 years younger. He could be 10 years older. We don't know.
We don't know
because we've seen him in wars, dragged into wars before, and like those legs, man. He's an older fighter, man. So I'm kind of concerned because he's like, but that's gonna make for a better fight because he's gonna sit there and he has that laser left hand, you know. So so he's gonna tag Janabek, but I think Janabek's too young, too fresh, and Janabek wants to make a statement because he's kind of been on ice. And he was supposed to be the next coming to Triple G, and you know a lot of people did avoid him, so he's got to be chomping at the bit. So he has to make a statement, and he knows that. So he's gonna come in here. And he knows he has to not only win, he has to win with style because he has to play catch up.
I think Janabek's a top 10 pound for pound guy, man, and I think he's going to prove it. I think that's that's what it's going to be.
I think that's what he has to prove it, right? Like you know, he's got to beat someone like Laura to cement himself as a pound for pound guy. So here's a shot, you know, and you know if he does beat up Laura, which is possible,
do we get the Adams fight?
Well, everyone's just going to say, well, Laura was old, which is not fair, right? Because there are people like me who are picking Laura. So,
and that's why I wish we got the Bronco Adams fight, because then we would have really known, in my opinion, what level Janabek's at. And there would have been no more, oh, he beat up a 42-year-old. He beat up a sloppy Frenchman. He beat up Andre Michalik. I just got to bring this up, man. This is literally, anytime I think of Laura's age, this is what I think of right here, man. The Benchwarmers IM12 birth certificate, man. Every time.
All right. I got to wrap. I'm 20 minutes.
Appreciate you having me on, G.
Thank you
very
so much,
brother.
man. Appreciate you. Come on, whatever. Southpaw, thank you.
God bless everyone.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys. See you at the fights.
Later. Oh, wait. I got to end this poll here, guys. I got to end the poll here. Hang on. Let me see how this poll ended, and then we'll end the show. Where's my poll? Hang on. All right, the poll. Oh, okay. Wow, the poll's kind of wide. 47% think Fulton's going to win. Only 23% think Shaki's going to win. 10% say a draw, and 20% say just bet the distance. I say just bet the distance too. All right, y'all. From Texas to the world, thank y'all, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.